Hello there, I'm David Norcross, host of Bangkok Thought Leaders. Today we've got a very special guest with us, a true Bangkok thought leader, Dean Jones, CEO and founder of HealthDeliver.
Hey, David. Nice to be here.
Thank you, mate. An extremely dynamic individual and company who are doing amazing things in the healthcare space. Thanks for joining me, Dean.
Thanks for the kind introduction.
So we've known each other for a little while, and I always love hearing about your career journey. It's been a fascinating one to get to this point. But how did you get it?
Thanks, David. Well, it's been one of those journeys where I've been very lucky to work for a lot of really great organizations. And, you know, whether that be in supply chain, which I spent nearly 18 years, that brought me over to Thailand and through Southeast Asia, through to consulting firms as well, working for TMX as an advisor and a managing director in that space. So I've been quite lucky working with a lot of different companies that are really pushing, innovation and these types of things, and work with some really dynamic individuals, which have allowed me to really understand how to push the new generation of business and what we need to do to continue to improve what we're doing.
Okay, so I remember first hearing about yourself and the company years ago now. It was during the COVID years as part of Bostrom. And you guys were out there kind of innovating in the COVID space. Since then, you've seen an amazingly rapid growth, and I'm seeing you everywhere. What's been the secret to success?
Yeah, so I think launching during COVID was quite an interesting time for any business, let alone launching a new business. So, we launched then. We went through a lot of trials and tribulations to try and get our business right. We were providing home services primarily in that time. And we just continue to evolve. So, I look at our business today and it's much different to what it was then. This was, nearly 3 odd years ago, where we were providing just primarily nursing services, digitally connected to healthcare, so to telehealth providers and so on. And now we've evolved. We've got our own doctors, we've got telehealth, we've got our own clinic. We've got pharmacy in national distribution of pharmacy. We've got laboratory capabilities in 30 provinces. So, we continue to evolve. We continue to look at what we can do to make things more convenient for people, and continue to drive that change within the healthcare industry.
That's a great top-level overview, but there's a lot of moving parts there.
Yeah.
How does the platform actually work?
So the platform is based on quality, right, and information. So we have all of our different orders coming in from our different platforms, and we're able to work with our customers to understand how we best serve them in the best way. So, example of that, we've got a concierge arrangement where our concierge team, our patient concierge team, are talking to our customers 12 hours a day, where they've been picked specifically for their capabilities in being able to move people through the different stages of their care, and really personalize the way that we go about things. So,
what are those stages, Dean?
Yeah, so those first stages can be just, I'm interested in preventative healthcare, and we do a lot of work in that space. Down to I'm sick and I need to talk to someone. We look at the entire chain. So whether it be someone that is, calling in for the first time, wants some advice, our platform is built so people can really look at the different doctors that we have, understand their capabilities, understand their fit as well. And then we're able to have that conversation where they can either have some assistance at home, teleconsultation, our nurses go to the home, and if not, then we're able to then help them through that process, even to the point of booking them into most international hospitals. So, we see ourselves as a total solution, and that's really where we see a real point of difference on what we do. We're not looking to be a telehealth provider. We're not looking to be a clinic. We're not looking to be a hospital. We're really looking to make the customer the center of everything we do.
Yeah, and obviously every customer is different.
Absolutely.
I know from my side, I really like the fact that I don't want to go to the hospital. I'm busy. Yeah. I've not got the time for it.
Correct.
I like the fact that I can take a look at the website, see the doctors, read about their backgrounds, get some insight from them, and even have a chat to them. And it doesn't cost that much for the consultation.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like, mate, you need to get into the hospital and sort yourself out, or come to the clinic, or we can have pharmacy delivered to your house. Like, that's really, for me and the lifestyle I lead, it's a perfect solution.
Yeah, it is. It's putting the customer or the patient in the center of the solution, and I think that's core to why we've been able to grow. I think that's core to why people, continue to utilize us. We've got an amazing background with over 20,000 customers that have put their trust in our care. And we have a 5-star rating. We've got one of the highest ratings there is in the healthcare industry. And that really comes down to the principle of good communication, good discussions, and, obviously really good doctors and really good nurses, and a lot of training and efforts go into that space.
Talking about the doctors, I'm always amazed when I go to the platform and I see you've got this massive range of different specialists. Like, tell me about how did this come about?
Well, I think in business you attract people with the same values and people with the same mindset that you do. And when we talk to doctors, they want to understand that we've got the best in care in our mind, and also the best communication and so on to our patients. So we've been really lucky in regards to the doctors that are on our platform. They're really engaged. We do go through a large screening process, and not so much from their technical capabilities, and that's not a given, but at the same time, we really go through their ability to connect with customers. And that's the same with our nursing, same with our patient support team and so on. It's about a conversation that's two-way, and I think that's what's really important and what's really different with ourselves. We don't see people that come to us as a transaction. It's very much, if you're going to talk to someone about your health, you want to connect with that person. You want to be able to have a good conversation with that person. Majority of our doctors have spent a lot of time overseas. We have doctors with medical licenses in the UK and in Thailand. We have doctors that have spent time in Australia, in America, you name it, across the board. But really importantly is we're crafting this area in care that isn't just telehealth for colds, coughs, these types of things. We've got a lot of different experts on our platform.
Could you list off a few of those for us?
Yeah, sure. So we're just about to launch ADHD mental health screening. That's quite a new product for us that'll be coming out at the end of the month. We've got cancer, we've got diabetes, we've got pediatricians. We've got a vast range. At our clinic, we've got dermatology. We've got even down to cosmetics on Botox and these types of things. So very, very different and very, very vast. But we're looking at that, really breaking down the barriers between the customer and the care. So, example, if you were interested and needed some advice on any of these topics, again, you can have a look at our webpage. You can talk to our doctors. If you go into a hospital, you don't get that same ability to see if there's a connection between you and your caregiver, and that's really some of why people keep on coming back to us, because they're able to understand who they're talking to.
And you can't say this, but I can say it, that aside from the inconvenience of going to the hospital, there's all those additional charges, from the medicine that seems to be triple the price to the, someone touched your hand, there's $1,000 you got to spend.
Yeah.
I really like the fact that even the blood test that's done at home is convenient, it's reasonably priced. It's really a serious, proper medical solution in the most convenient way possible. It's really quite
correct. And all of our pricing is upfront. So there are no hidden fees, as you just mentioned. So, you can go onto our webpage, you can book different tests or whatever it may be, and it's all upfront. You pay actually as you go, rather than kind of getting to the end and seeing a larger bill. That being said, we're not looking to, we partner with a lot of hospitals. They are definitely a key part of our complete supply chain. And they are necessary for some of the bits and pieces that we do. But yeah, no, I think that's the communication part, but then also the transparency on the costs is something that people really appreciate. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned partners there as hospitals, but it's not just hospitals, right? You've got this really broad network of partners.
We do. So we almost look at ourselves as a personal health concierge. So people can talk to us. You can talk to us in any different way. We have all messengers and all the different types of chat arrangements. And from there, we're able to look at if we can take the first steps in care. If not, then we can go through and refer and book you into our different facilities. So whether that be, say, Bumrungrad Hospital, Vijaythani, whether that be to Aspire, whether that be to Form for physio, But the really important part is you're talking to one person, and they're your personal care.
Like a GP.
Yeah, that's right. So they're able to kind of go through and do all those things for you. And navigating that sometimes can be quite difficult. So, albeit that the hospital network in Thailand is fantastic. There's no doubt about it.
Sure.
But going through and trying to navigate where you should be and how you should do those things is quite difficult. And, the one thing, now that we've got national coverage, one of the feedback that we're getting is particularly around families. So if you're going on holiday, any of these types of things, you almost got your GP in the pocket. We can deliver pharmaceuticals anywhere in Thailand, or medicines anywhere in Thailand. We can deliver and do blood tests if required anywhere in Thailand. So, it's a real capability build for us. And again, we've tried to keep the people don't stay in one spot. So our solution can't push one spot. It has to be able to move through.
Yeah, because eventually you find a hospital that you like in Bangkok at least, but if you're in Koh Samui or in Phuket, who knows where to begin. So it's awesome that you can just speak to the person that you always speak to.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
And be by the pool.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I think the B2C consumer offering is pretty intuitive, but you also have a big B2B part of the business.
We do. Yes. And growing. It's, we have built this business, and I think I've said it a few times, but on quality and personal care. And we are trusted with looking after oil rigs in the Gulf of Thailand. We have paramedics on oil rigs out there. We have 24-hour support. So we have paramedics and emergency doctors based in a room that's 24 hours. So these types of contracts aren't giving out lightly. We have partners with Crisis 24, which gives us not only Thailand capabilities, but we have medical and security global capabilities now that we're able to help customers with. So, this is an important part of our business, but it is based on the quality that we've built in our B2C. If I look again at our 5-star rating, it's something that people just don't have. So, it's something that we're super proud of. We'll continue to grow that. We're looking at all different solutions for schools and mining and all these other bits and pieces but are very specific. And one thing that our business really understands is we might have a similar product in the back, but it really needs to be customized to every single industry that we work in. So, we look at trying to individualize that, but our background and our infrastructure that we have is second to none. Yeah.
So you probably can tell me if I'm using the right words here, because I'm not a supply chain fella, but it sounds like it's economy of scale and scope. So you've got the B2C offering, which is all the doctors are there, you've got the facility, you've got the clinic, it's all ready to go. And then from there, those same people can then deliver support to the rigs and to these companies all over the region.
Yeah, correct. And, we are looking at other options outside of Thailand where we're able to support from Thailand. We had an opening event at our clinic the other week and had a lot of people there looking at the different technology that we're deploying. What's important to us is looking at keeping that customer at the center. But a great example is our clinic. If you walk into a clinic in Thailand, you might be able to see a GP. In our clinic, you can see a GP, and you can also see a whole heap of specialists online. We have specialists from America, psychologists and so on, that make themselves available to be able to do assessment testing and so on that I mentioned earlier. So, we are really looking at how we make these things convenient. How do we make sure that it's always centered around how the customer can consume our product rather than what makes sense from a business outward? And I think that's really important.
And where is that clinic?
It's on Soi 5, in the Med Asia Healthcare Complex on level 9. Yeah,
it's very nice. I can vouch for that. So we've spoken a lot about HealthDeliver here, but obviously the sector that you're in, it's going through a massive transformation right now from all the things you mentioned, but obviously technology is playing a big role. How do you see the future of the healthcare sector?
I think it's splintered into two areas. I think that the AI is obviously a huge talking point in almost every industry, and it's caught all of us by a little bit of surprise in the last couple of years. But I think that is one area where I think will play a large role in assisting doctors and assisting medical people to make the right decisions and so on. I don't think it'll enter the customer-facing side for a long time. I think that ultimately people don't want to buy healthcare or consume healthcare from a marketplace or these types of impersonal arrangements. So I see it being really splintered. I see the front end getting more and more personalized care, and then in the back end being supported to be able to scale with things like AI and so on.
You think the trend towards kind of customer first convenience, that's only going to grow?
Has to, yeah, correct. So I think if you look at Thailand, it's one of the best in the region when it comes to medical. So innovating in healthcare in Thailand, you need to be very specific about why you exist and what you're doing. And, I look at the different trends that are happening here, and I very much see that personalization is the key.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can get a pizza delivered to your house and whatever else you want, then you should be able to.
Correct, yeah.
Like some basic stuff, right? Like if you've got the flu, you shouldn't necessarily have to be trekking across the city, giving everyone else the flu.
Correct, yeah, that's right.
So, that's all the serious questions I got for today. I got one final question for you, which I ask to every guest that comes through. As you know, I'm a big fan of storytelling company, but who are some of the storytellers that have influenced you?
I think it's about how the stories are told more than the storyteller themselves. So, working in corporate for a long time and different areas, it's all about, I think that the best communicators have been the ones that can communicate things quite simply, so whether it be healthcare, whether it be supply chain, whether it be very complex discussions, I think that it's all around being able to simplify it and talk it either, get everyone on board onto a discussion and a movement or being able to get things approved through a board or anything like that. But one example would be, like him or not, I think John Howard did an amazing job with the gun reform in Australia. Whether you're Liberal or Labor, I think that was something that Australia's kind of come together afterwards and said, well, that's a really interesting story that he had to tell to get that across. And one of the probably most successful bits of work that he done. I think that storytelling in that time was very interesting.
That's just good leadership, right? You got to understand the audience, frame it in a way that they can understand. Because I've heard it said that, like, even if you're a PhD and you're the smartest guy in the world, if you can't explain it to an 11-year-old, that's useless.
Correct.
Because no one else is going to understand you if you're talking at that level.
Absolutely. And, that was one of the most, wasn't a very popular discussion to take place, but being able to articulate it well, I think was something that will go down in Australian history.
And politicians are probably more than anybody else guilty of the overly verbose, empty rhetoric.
Yeah.
Like, what was the actual result of that? So guns were legal before and now they're not?
Semi-automatic were, yeah. So there was basically everyone owned them. They're on every farm. So there was a buyback arrangement that took place. But, there was a lot of discussions around why they were still needed. And, I think sometimes it takes a bit of an issue or an event like that happened to bring that along. But, that's it's been said by around the world as being one of the stories that was told that created positive impact.
That's amazing. Hopefully, some of our friends across the pond can run similar stories at some point. You want to comment on that?
Yes.
Leave that one on me. All right, Dean. Well, that was amazing. Thank you so much. It's been very educational. How can people find out more about HealthDeliver?
So you can go to our webpage at www.healthdeliver.asia or find us on Facebook, Instagram, all the major ones. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Cheers.